And welcome back to the absolute greatest Final Fantasy XIV experiment episode. That's an overstatement. I don't know what's going to happen this episode, but we are back with Sonja Sastasha on our adventure of a lifetime, doing every side quest available in the game along with the MSQ. We are still here in Bent Branch, so we've got some stuff to pick up, some stuff to turn in, some stuff to do overall. So let's grab some more side quests and get cooking. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you are not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set in grim determination as adventurers are wont to do, hence my presumption. If so, I've information which might interest you. Rumor has it that plots within the lavender beds are to be auctioned off. What's more, bidders need not even be Gridanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase land and build their own home. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can and cannot reside in the Twelf's Wood, it's rather surprising, if not hard to believe. But if there are truth to these rumors, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage, perhaps with a small vegetable garden and a stable large enough for a chocobo or two? You know, should your travels take you to the Mirror Planks, where the ferry to the Lavender Beds is, perhaps you'll find a Twin Adder representative who can tell you more. I would be shocked if they weren't involved in such a monumental change in policy. You there, adventurer? Yes, you will suffice. I have a job I need performed, and I'm willing to pay the going rate. A trifling task, really. I simply need you to ask the locals here at Bent Branch Meadows what the head wrangler covets most in all the world. This is a private matter, lest you doubt, so be sure to inquire discreetly. And please, for the love of all, do not reveal that you are in my employ. In fact, it would be best if my name wasn't mentioned at all. Okay, so let's make it over to these guys and have some conversations. What does Keitha covet most? Why would you wish to know some... Wait a minute. That old Don merchant put you up to this, didn't he? Ugh, he's wasting his time with that approach. If the man is serious about owning a chocobo, he would better be served by convincing Keitha of his intent to provide the bird with proper care and attention. Keitha? The only thing Keitha wants is for her birds to be happy. If she cares for anything besides the well-being of the chocobos, then I've not heard of it. What's that about Miss Keitha? Doing that peddler's dirty work, are you? If that half-wit thinks some shiny trinket will move her heart, then he's dafter than he looks. Any fool can see Miss Keitha is only interested in her birds. Tell Kukuvachi from me that if he persists in harassing the head wrangler, the wood whalers will remove him from Bent Branch Meadows for disturbing the peace. Got that? So we'll make our way back to our Lalafell friend in need. It is interesting to kind of... I don't really remember this questline, so I'm hoping that it's a genuine, like, he wants to raise a chocobo, and it's not like he needs it to cart his old Don merchandise or whatever. Well, do you plan to keep me in suspense? I must have a chocobo for my very... What's this? They told you nothing of her material desires? Ugh, the stubbornness of these Gridanians is infuriating, and I should have known better than to hire a buffoon for such delicate work. Oh, man. To think of the amount of gil I've wasted on this fruitless venture. Oh, cease your mewling. I promised you a reward, and a reward you shall have. Now leave me to my misfortune. Item comparison. This still gives me much better stats, so I'll take the bronze piece. Alright. Greetings, madam. You have the distinct air of an adventurer. Might I trouble you for some assistance? In recent days, a heartless cat has been sneaking into the ranch to scare our chocobos. The poor birds are in a state of constant unease and wondering when the next fright will come. It is my hope that extending the fencing will help keep the intruder out. To that end, could I ask you to procure some strands of dynamite web? They make a surprisingly sturdy construct material. You should be able to obtain the web from the dynamites themselves. There are usually a few to be found roaming the lands around the ranch. 6 strands should be sufficient. Okay, so looking at the map, I will start with extending fences, and then I'll move clockwise through the rest of the map. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone there, but now I will do idle initiates. Idle initiatives, which I believe is to find some folks that are hiding around the settlement here, the Bannock. And also a little known fact, but obviously I can't aggro these guys because they are level 7 and I'm level 22. But if you're ever near a Yarzon and you need to make it past them, you can do number pad / and start roleplay walking, or RP walking as some people will call it, and you will walk right past them without aggroing them, because Yarzons have no eyes, they cannot see you. So when you run, they can hear you, but when you walk, they cannot. So that is a trick that you can use throughout the rest of the game with any enemies that don't have eyes, like the spirits or the Yarzons that appear in different dungeons and stuff. So good examples of this are in Tamtar Deepcroft, which will come later on, and the Sunken Temple of Karn, which will come later on. In both of those dungeons, there are enemies that cannot see you if you RP walk. Such a soothing sound. One day I shall build a home by the river. Who are... You say the sergeant's looking for me? How long have I been here? What bell is it now? Stand aside, I must make haste. Just a few more minutes. Huh? Sergeant Kim is on? Oh, F droppings, I must be late for training. Well, I can at least turn this in while I'm here. Have you come to train? No, I've got your bog Yarzon shells. Not a new recruit? Then what? Ah, the Yarzon shells I ordered Marlin to requisition. I see he's learned to delegate authority, if nothing else. Now that I have these carapaces, I can set my recruits on specialized drills. They're already adept at hitting a target, of course, but they need practical knowledge where a monster like the Yarzon is most vulnerable. Thanks to your efforts, I've no doubt they will fare rather better against the creatures when called upon. You should be proud of yourself. Both they and the Bannock are safer for your help. Ooh. I'll take the money. I'm not doing any leveling right now. Oh, and there's the last one. Can you not see I'm attempting to become one with nature? Leave me be. What? Sergeant Commissar sent you? Matron's teats! Better get back before she makes her boot one with my backside! Thank you, Sonja. All the initiates are now present and accounted for. It's always the same, you know. A handful of recruits invariably lose focus a short while after being assigned to their new unit. That first rush of tension and excitement wears off, and the strain from constant drills begins to show. Reprimanding them isn't always the best solution, though. I've their morale to think about, after all. Still, I might give them a quick blast for good measure. What can I say? This is one battle I'm not afraid to fight. Alright, so now I will head all the way down there toward Galvan's Spire. Another adventurer desperate to stick her nose in everyone's business, is it? Then seek out the groundskeeper of the Tamtara Deepcroft. You'll find him in a shack just outside the entrance, as the hermit is all too happy to live close to his work. When last I patrolled the area, I could hear him swearing inside his shack from the road. I know not what vexes the man, but I suspect he'll welcome your presence more than I. Okay, so we've come to our fork in the road, but going by our usual plan of action, we are going to go clockwise, so we'll go left first. You seem a capable sort. Would you mind running over to Lily Stone and retrieving my favorite fishing rod for me? I was happily dropping a line into the water, you see, when I suddenly noticed some ghostly sphere of fire bearing down upon me from behind. In a blind panic, I twisted around and flung my rod at the apparition before fleeing back here. I dimly remember the rod passing straight through those unnatural flames and hitting the side of the tent I set up for afternoon naps. It's probably still there, but I can't bring myself to... You'll go in my stead? Oh, thank you. Ah, perfect. You're just in time to help deliver some goods that arrived not moments ago. Allow me to double-check my manifest. Now, listen carefully. Take the suit of plate mail to Darrenmert, he's the guard you see over there, the moontide beans over to Kylie, and the smoked crayfish balls to my friend Bert. That's it for this load. A strapping adventurer like you should barely work up a sweat, am I right? The cargo you're looking for hasn't moved since they unloaded it at the end of the pier. Much obliged. Let me grab those before I do the blue quests. You have something for me? Oof, what is... my new plate mail. And what would a wood whaler want with metal armor, you ask? Let's just say after a number of engagements with Garlean heavy infantry, my mind has been open to the protection such steel encasements can provide. They should be here by now. Huh? Are these the Moontide beans? Praise the matron. It's my job to pick up provisions from the pier and deliver them to the settlements in the area, but I couldn't leave without the beans. Now I can finish loading up my cart and be on my way. Thank you for your help. One, two, three. No, this won't do at all. I'm sure I heard Walthoff mention the shipment had... Oh, why thank you very much. It would have been a short afternoon of fishing if this bait hadn't arrived. All done then. Excellent work. Swift and sure. Adventurers are such handy individuals to have around. If we leave cargo piled up on the pier, the next crew has no room to unload their shipment, you see. It can be back-breaking work, but someone has to do it. I'm going to do another item comparison. It does look like I already have a copper ring on, and then I have the weathered ring, which is better than what I've got on right now, so I'm going to take the tin pieces again. Oh, he's got another quest for me. Can I interest you in another job? This one will ask a little more of your skills, I promise. What I need for you is to swat some of them hornet swarms you see buzzing about the place and collect their husks. About 4 bags worth should be enough. What am I going to do with a pile of dead Vilkin? Well, the sooner you give them to me, the sooner you'll find out. Okay, now I'll turn this guy in. Good evening to you, miss. What can you wish to know about the auctions? Very well, allow me to explain. There's a growing concern that our immigration policies may have been a tad restrictive in the past. And so, the Seed Council and the Order of the Twin Adder have, with the blessing of the elementals, decreed that the lavender beds be set aside for adventurers. Adventurers who possess the necessary funds to purchase and maintain their estates, that is. Should you look upon the beds with your own eyes, though, I think you'll agree that it's well worth the price. Have a word with the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you across. A recruit stationed at the pier can tell you more about the beds once you've arrived. To proceed with the quest where the heart is, the lavender beds, you may visit any residential ward within the lavender beds. So I'll speak to this ferry skipper, and we will travel with her to a specific ward. I'll just go to Ward 1, because that's the simplest one. So I've made it to Ward 1. The cool thing about a housing district is all these Aethernets are automatically attuned, so you can jump around the entire housing district as you please. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Lavender Beds. Oh, you come at the behest of a Gridanian woman. I regret to inform you that these plots are reserved for adventurers. Your friend will not be permitted to take part in the auctions. You, on the other hand, would be more than welcome to participate. Should you have mind to purchase a plot for yourself, pray speak with the resident caretaker. He can guide you through the process. Okay, I don't see any more quest points here, but I figure I'll run and show you guys how a house looks. In the game, this will probably be the easiest way to go. So we're going to go to plot 15 because that's a small plot. That's the most common plot that there is available in the game. There are also medium plots like what you see in plot 11 and large plots like what you see here with plot 6. Those are more expensive. So a small plot like what you see here at plot 15 is between 3 and 4 million gil. Whereas a medium-sized plot, like what you see with plot 11, which is this one here, is going to be about 20 million gil. And then the large plots, like plot 6 up there, are 50 million gil, which is out of a lot of people's price range unless they save for a very long time. So each plot comes with its own yard space, so you'll get to fill with a set amount of objects or items. And then you can set your house to be... Oh my gosh! Sorry, this lamp is Squapes. Very cool. That you can set to be open to access for any player or only open for yourself to visit. So when you go into a house, you are in a small house going to have an upper floor, as you see here, and then a basement level. So in a medium, you'll have an upstairs that's about this size, just up above your head. And then in a large, the place is just gigantic. Like, it's not even funny. We're also in an FC house right now, which means there are additional chambers, like the specified private chambers. So those are, if you have an FC, you can buy a house with a guild hall component at the front, which is going to be the main house, and then each adventurer in the FC can have their own private room as well. But that is just a quick run through on the housing districts, but now I will take the ferry back to where I was, if I can remember. Oh, and another cool thing that a lot of people don't realize about the housing districts, it's well known that you can swim in Ul'dah, in the Goblet, and in the Mist, in Limsa. There is a pool area, sort of, in Ul'dah, and a beach in the Goblet, but little known fact is you can jump right into the water in the lavender beds as well. There are a lot of different islands and gazebos out here that you can explore. But for right now, I'll head back out and do some more MSQ. Here to the mirror planks so we can turn in Bert's fishing rod. Did you find my fishing rod? Yes, this is it. Thank Nofika you came along. I just can't fish with anything else. The Vilekin and such around here pose no threat to me, but those flames, I've never seen the like. I wonder if I will ever build up the courage to fish at Lilystone again. So something we know that she doesn't know is the flames were her own bonfire. Alright, so I'm going to grab the bronze pieces here because I am level 22 and this is level 12 gear, and what we are wearing right now is level 20 gear. You have the husks? Good. Hand them over then. Ah, these are perfect. Hope they didn't sting you too terribly. Now all we do is take some bottles of liquor, squeeze these beauties inside, like so, and there we have it. A fresh batch of my special sting brew. The ranchers of Bent Branch Meadows put in an order for a bottle quite some time ago, and gathering those husks is always a chore. Speaking of chores, would you mind taking this to them as soon as you're able? The last you're after goes by the name of Margot. Give her the sting brew along with my regards. Oh, and, apologize for the delay, would you? It's going to be delayed a little bit more as I head over to If You Break Faith. If you had the chance to break your faith, would you? After a bit of work, are you? I have a task what needs doing. Take these Nymea lilies and leave them at the top of each barrel. You've doubtless seen the bones returned to life by foul magics, shambling around and harassing their surviving comrades. Hurts my soul to see it, adventurer. I cannot abide by such blasphemy. 'Tis my hope that these lilies soothe their spirits and help them return to the matron's bosom. See me when you've finished. Don't know what accent I'm doing, and I don't think it's Scottish. I think it's... This is Tamtara, by the way. I just wanted to call it out. We are gonna come here in a little while, and this is one of my favorite places in the game. Not for the first time we go to Tamtara, but for the second time we go to Tamtara. Ooh! I didn't expect that. Okay, so if you're ever doing this quest, the Nymea lilies are going to be up on top of the mounds rather than underneath, which can be confusing sometimes. But once you get up here, you'll see them. You've done your only work this morning, lass. I cannot fathom what could drive the dead to rise up and seek do us harm, but I pray that this helps put an end to it. May the matron watch over and keep you safe. Oh, these are the boots that I'm wearing. Okay. Bronze pieces, please, sir. Back up toward the middle. It looks like another side quest has popped up, and then we'll go back up to Bent Branch once we do this one. You must be desperate for work indeed if you would speak with me a second time. Either that, or you never learn to leave well enough alone. But if you're so bloody eager, then here's another job for you. Head on over to the hedge tree and clear out some saprophagus slugs. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. Let me get some coffee in the mouth hole. Coffee break. All you need to do is sprinkle some of this flat ale on the ground where you find the moist depressions. You should soon be up to your armpits in slugs. Don't let any of the buggers slither away, and make sure you find and clear out all 3 nests. Okay, so back from whence we came. Distinct traumatic memory of the first time I came here as Dilly Billy, my first time playing through the game. I died doing this quest. I was a conjurer, and I was probably just at level 10, so I wasn't, or level 13, I guess, when it unlocks. So I wasn't prepared for this being combat heavy, and I probably panicked and died. But I distinctly remember, like, getting hit by the AoE, and then just laying here because I didn't know that you could, like, respawn yet, and waiting for my friends to come, like, pick me up. Alright, so we have successfully killed those slugs, so we're going back up to Slimy Hollows. To turn in Slimy Hollows, rather, to the Wood Wailer. While we're walking, I want to tell you about my friend Dan. I just got a notification that he logged in. This is hashtag not sponsored, but my friend Dan is on TikTok. It's Dan_vet_GG. And he is a beautiful soul who creates motivational and positive Final Fantasy XIV content about finding communities within games that you enjoy. And I hang out with Dan all the time. And he's a great person and a great friend of ours. So I recommend, if you're on TikTok, giving Dan a follow, because he deserves it. And there's Finea. So I just promoed for long enough to land us back here. I don't have to do a fast-forward montage and editing. Judging by the looks of you, no slug escaped unharmed. I don't suppose you have the faintest notion of what the Tamtara Deepcroft is, do you? It's the final resting place of those who perished during the calamity. The slugs you so handily dispatched were feeding on the flowers we'd laid there in remembrance of the fallen. The monsters multiply and food grows scarce. Perhaps there was naught else for them to feed on, but to see those wreaths disturbed thus was more than I could bear. And now I've said too much. Take your reward and leave me be. Alright, so it looks like that's a decrease, so I'm going to take my bronze pieces and get out of here. Head back to Bent Branch. It's a little lore for you, so you only get that if you do the yellow quest. So if you're doing MSQ, so say you were playing as Ludwig, you hadn't talked to anybody with yellow quests, you would have no idea what the Tamtara Deepcroft is for. So as you can see in my inventory, I have 31 Allegan bronze pieces and 10 Allegan tin pieces. Those are useless items, as you would say. So you can actually find any merchant or mender, any merchant, and go ahead and just sell any of these exchangeable items. So the Allegan bronze pieces, tin pieces, anything that looks like this. You can just sell it for gil. Good to see you again, friend. Did you learn anything about the lavender beds? Oh, adventurers only? Is that so? Well, these are trying times, and it's more important than ever for Gridania to attract capable individuals like yourself. I'm sure that one day my dreams will come to fruition. One day I'll have my own cottage and stables filled with my beloved chocobos. And I can now teleport to the Lavender Beds. The residential district Aethernet for the Lavender Beds can be accessed through the Gridanian Aetherite. We'll go turn in these other quests. Ah, you've returned. Tell me, were you able to procure the dynamite web I requested? Yes, these will do nicely. These are perfect for binding posts together. Were I still in Ishgard, I would never have entertained the notion of using such a bizarre material in this manner. Oh, did I not mention I was from Ishgard? Aye, well, Gridania is in actual fact my second home. My native land was once famous for its chocobo stables. No man in Eorze could speak of the creatures with his thoughts turning naturally to Ishgard. Sadly, however, that time has passed. I left my homeland to accept employment here at the ranch, instructing others in the methods of chocobo husbandry. Yet I've found that it is often I who am the recipient of others' instruction, and on a great many matters. Truly, one can never know what life may hold in store. Ooh, this is new. Do I need critical hit? Oh. Well, I had those, so I'm gonna take the critical hit and see if that's a better piece of gear for me, I guess. It's not. Well, I tried. Yes, I'm Margot. How might I... Ah, the Sting Brew at last. I am aware of what must be done to acquire this, and I'm most grateful to you. Few folk are willing to run towards a swarm of wrathful hornets. Ordinarily, this liquor is drunk for the unique and not altogether unpleasant stinging sensation it causes on one's tongue. It is, however, also an indispensable tool for repelling insects. We sprinkle it over the fields where the Gishel greens are planted. Thanks to you, the crops will be untouched by pests this year. I hope one of our well-fed chocobos can return the favor by serving you as a mount someday. I might have these pants on. I sure do, so let's get more bronze pieces. Alright, so let me run toward wherever that shop is. And sell these extra... Oh, it's this guy. I can't sell anything to this guy. Okay. So I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna teleport back to Gridania. And then turn in the rest of these side quests. So this, by the way, is an excellent trader if you're ever looking for some really cheap minions. So these are all minions you can have. The Faces We Wear items, so just like how I have these glasses on, you can purchase more glasses here. You've also got some orchestrion rolls, which are in-game music that you can play within your house. So if you don't have a house, I wouldn't buy these yet. Gishel greens, which we'll use later on to summon chocobos. And then these are just very nice glam objects. So later in the game, once we end up in Horizon near the Waking Sands, there's going to be someone that allows us to access glamour. So these are just clothing pieces that you can wear that are just a plain t-shirt. But I'm not going to buy any of that right now. I'm just going to sell my pieces. And feel free to sell these. I'm a hoarder of items that I don't need. There is no reason to keep these. So don't even worry about it. Okay, so we're finally gonna turn in our dead squirrels. The squirrels are dealt with then? Very good. I'm pleased to see you've proven yourself useful. What's that? You wonder what happens to adventurers who fail to complete such trifling tasks? Why, such sluggards soon find there's no place for them within the city. And where do they end up after leaving Gridania? Well, you'll hear the truth of that before long. Alright, so that's that quest at the Lancers Guild. So now we have to go all the way down here to the Conjurers Guild, so I'm going to take this Aethernet. Okay, before I do MSQ, I'm going to go run and turn in the Essential Oil quest. Ah, you're back. Have you procured the scarlet oil as I requested? Yes, everything appears to be in order. The ceremony may proceed as planned. I am grateful to the elementals for delivering you to us. Pray accept the small token of our appreciation. Great. Alright, so now back out to the MSQ. You're the old Dawn envoy, begging your pardons, madam, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Oh, man. Verily, this is the seal of the Supreme Commander of the Immortal Flames. Please come with me.
So you are the Ul'Dan envoy. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself.
Her name is Humpty. Oh god. Okay, alright, shut up.
I am Kan-E Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Flame General.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Carteneau. Pray, tell me, adventurer, what do you know about our conflict with the Empire? It would seem my counterparts recounted the tale in some detail. That is well. A message from the Admiral? A wolf has been sniffing around her stables, you say? I see. Well, I shall be pleased to provide her with such counsel as I am able. But first, my friend, I would tell you more of the Garlean threat. For the greater part of its history, Garlemald was not even among the most influential nations of Ilsebard, the northern continent. However, its innovations in the field of magitech some 50 years past helped raise it from the depths of obscurity. Emboldened by this technology, it set about subjugating its neighbors, swiftly absorbing each into its ever-expanding territory. And when all of Ilsebard lay within its grasp, it turned its ravenous gaze upon Eorzea. Yet Garlemald's transformation did not come about by virtue of magitech alone. Its success owed much to the consummate leadership of its first and reigning emperor, Solus Zoscalvus, the man who built us an empire. Built us. The man who built an empire in his own lifetime. Yet he has lived long, and after more than 80 winters, it is said that he grows frail and ever more prone to illness. If rumors are to be believed, the matter of succession has destabilized the imperial court. This would explain the Empire's relative inactivity in recent years, which has granted us much-needed time to rebuild. Yet we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent, for Garlemald still maintains a presence in Eorzea in the form of the 14th Imperial Legion. Commanding this great host is Legatus Gaius van Belstar, a man whose ambitions are well known to us. So long as he breathes Eorzean air, none of us may sleep easy. The calamity wreaked such devastation. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay. The calamity wreaked such devastation upon... The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all we could do to nurse our wounds, never mind rebuild our defenses. Simply put, we have not the strength to repel the Empire. To add to our woes, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, whose very existence is a bane upon the land. Each nation is beset with its own primal problem. None has the resource to look beyond its own borders. The Admiral desires my counsel regarding a brazen wolf. She means to tell me that the Empire may soon resume its advance. Though the primals pose an undeniable threat to our survival, the threat posed by the Garleans is greater still. Clearly, each nation can no longer afford to think only of that which occurs within its own borders. A storm gathers upon the horizon. If we are to weather it, we must needs stand united once more. Remembrance service may help to rekindle the spirit of unity which brought the peoples of Eorzea together when last the Empire threatened our liberty. The Flame General was wise to make his proposal, and I wholeheartedly approve of it. The necessary provisions shall be made for service here in Gridania. Your work here is done, my friend. I shall send my reply to the Flame General forthwith. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safely home. I got a wind-up airship. You may now make use of airship routes connecting the 3 nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requisite fare and gil. Hey! I got a level up and an achievement out of Ul'dah. 5 points. Alright, let's see. Do I get anything for this achievement? Nothing. That's alright. Oh! I almost just walked away from MSQ. I don't see any other quests I can pick up, so let's talk to the Serpent Officer. I pray your meeting with the Elder Seed Seer went well, my lady envoy. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but did you also not deliver a message to Admiral Merlvid Blowfishfin of Lamsolo Minsa? While you were there, did you happen to meet Badron, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench? Gregarious gentleman, always happy to help his fellow man. Well, I'm told that he has a task for a capable adventurer. I know not what the task entails, but I dare say the Flame General's personal envoy would make a fine candidate. If you are interested in learning more, pray speak with Badron at his establishment. I would love to. We're getting close, everyone. We're getting close.
Let's go.
Alright, I'm back in Limsa. I don't see any quests I can pick up, so we are going up to see Badron. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like, lass. I'll be with you in a... I am Badron, alright. Who's asking? Ah. Heard as I've got a job for a capable adventurer, you say. Well, you're bloody right. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding hairy, but if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. So all of that is going to be worse than what I have. Some more bronze pieces for me. I got Phoenix Down, which I believe I've read aloud before, but Phoenix Down is just a way to resurrect a dead player. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy sort to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But it weren't so long as the fishbacks pet pirates paid us an unwelcome visit, and folk are feeling a bit nervous. If you would permit me, Master... Oh. Sorry, wrong person. If you would permit me, Master Badron, I should be happy to elaborate. Well, well, if it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure my patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I was informed that you had requested an adventurer to assist in my investigation, and I come to offer what information I could sift from my recent reports. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after the squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sastasha Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of Curls had taken up residence in the caves, nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I'm loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus, I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. Sastasha is located in western Lenosha. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Vimelpa. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You are the man. Good luck to you, lass. A side quest. 2 side quests. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and terminate this episode right here. So next episode we will be doing these 2 blue quests, and then we are going to make our way to Aleport. Hopefully we will be locking in and getting to Sastasha next episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I have been the Onion Pope of Final Fantasy XIV. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me things that you want me to know, I guess. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!